Let's have a look at the key first. We can click once to lock the car, click twice to open it, and also press and hold to open the frunk. In addition, we can also use the key card, which shows instructions on the back. We have to hold it to the driver's door in order to open and close the vehicle. So let's take the key again, then press twice to unlock the vehicle first. Welcome animation in the instrument cluster and in the head unit. We're going to open the door and close it. We're going to wait for the vehicle to do a face scan, which we cannot see unfortunately. The system is now loading your profile, which is visible when the steering wheel is automatically adjusted. The first thing we're going to be looking at is the steering wheel. We have two scroll wheels on the left and right. The left, we can scroll up, down, and also click it. It is used for different advanced driving assisted systems. Same goes for the buttons below. On the right, we find media controls to change the volume, mute and unmute the sound, then go back and forth, and also use the voice assist on the right. Up next is the instrument cluster, so let's move a little closer. Let's start off with the additional left panel. We can open and close the charge port, lock and unlock the vehicle or the windows. We can activate and deactivate front and rear windshield heating, change the light settings, and also the wiper settings. So moving on to the IC in the center. There are hardly any interaction possibilities with the instrument cluster since it is mostly used to display information. If we click the Driving Assistance Systems button on the steering wheel, we can switch to the Advanced Driving Assistance Systems view. We can also switch between different drive modes, which are visible on the left side of the IC, and also change the lighting themes. In the subunit, we can also adapt the brightness for the different displays. We can change the units, or go to Vehicle, and then change the trip information. So let's see if the head unit offers more options. To show the head unit, we will also be taking a look at the subunit at the same time. The head unit contains an upper bar. We cannot slide it up or down, but instead we have to tap the display. The upper bar contains profile settings, home link, Bluetooth, as well as Wi-Fi settings. Every time we click on settings, the information is sent to the subunit to continue. We can already see the thought-out connection between the head unit and the subunit. On the right side of the head unit, we find different shortcuts. For example, our home button, which makes it possible to return to the home screen at any time. If we click navigation, it takes a while to load. So let's go back to the home screen first. We can see a home and a work shortcut on the left. As soon as we select any of those options, they disappear from the home screen, since the left side shows mostly notifications. If we were to send a destination via the Lucid app, this is where we would see the information displayed, which means we could then start a route guidance. On the right side, we see media shortcuts, depending on the source selected. Clicking on any of the options will take us straight to the media feature. So let's check navigation in more detail. As always, we have the map view and the navigation menu. We can move around, zoom out and zoom in, switch between different map views, for example, the range view or the range map, as well as regular 3D and 2D maps. Up next is the navigation menu. If we use the search function, it's open in the subunit. We can select up to 6 different points of interest or set a home and also a work address below. Now let's have a look at the navigation feature in the subunit next. Again, we can use the search function, zoom in and zoom out, show different map views as well as settings, which can be found in the head unit exclusively. Moving on to media next. The play mode is never shown in the subunit, but only in the head unit. On the left side, we can switch between different media sources, as well as different favorites depending on the currently selected media source. We can pick different radio stations, check out Spotify, or also tune in radio. So let's have a closer look at the subunit again. We have AM and FM stations, Spotify,
You said you hated the ocean, but you're surfing.
and also different applications such as TuneIn.
Attorney General resigned. That moment was...
If we return to the home screen, media shortcuts are still displayed. Last but not least, let's have a look at the phone feature. We have the phone menu on the left, starting off with contacts. If we compare contacts in the head unit and in the subunit, we see that we now have more options. We can use the search function, sort differently, or use different filters. In addition, we can also have a look at the recent calls list. So while we're here, let's have a closer look at the subunit next. The subunit contains 4 main menus: Vehicle, Climate, Settings, and Park Assist. It consists of different quick controls and shortcuts. In the upper part, we find Openings, we have Seat Settings for driver and passenger, Massage function, Themes, also ambient lighting, and also charging. There are climate functions for the front and rear, we can use the owner's manual, check profile settings, choose access and profiles, applications, audio, connectivity, displays, Dream Drive, which takes care of advanced driving assistance systems, vehicle, as well as safety and security, and the camera view. Unfortunately, the reaction time is rather slow, as you can see when we swipe across the display. Before we wrap things up, we're going to make sure to have a look at the gears, which are located on the steering wheel. Drive, neutral, reverse, and park. We're not going to open the door, close it again, then take the key and lock the car.